Hey guys, I'm back with a quick update.
Wes, I honestly think you were just fucking with us. But yes, you have asked about Blaha before. Alright. So I've never done this before. Full disclosure.
Okay.
I live out in the middle of bumfuck Egypt, so if you hear critters and roosters, it's normal.
And where do you live? Do you say you lived up north?
A week or so after asking to interview with me, Kennedy let me know she was making a Danknet style documentary about the Jorrun situation. A video I knew she would never complete, but she asked to speak with me regardless. After the call, she would bring up the situation with this predatory YouTuber again and send me a drive containing her proof of what he did. The only thing it proved was that she wasn't giving me the whole truth.
And where do you live? Do you say you lived up north?
I live in Mississippi.
Oh, that's right, Mississippi.
Yeah, because we talked about how shitty Biloxi is.
That's right. You said something about Elvis and Beverly Hillbillies or something.
Yeah. My mom's called Aunt B.
That's right. Your mom's called Aunt B. Like, what was that show? What was she from? That show?
Beverly Hillbillies, I
The
think.
Beverly Hillbillies. Okay. And what are those? Are those roosters in the background?
Yeah, my neighbors have chickens.
Your neighbors have chickens and roosters, or just chickens?
Yes, chickens and roosters.
And do they do that all day long?
Yes.
Does it drive you crazy, or do you not hear it anymore?
It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
But like I've just learned to tune it out unless they get in my yard and start doing it.
What time do they start doing that in the morning?
7:30.
Now let me ask you another question. Do you believe that roosters wake up the sun, or the sun wakes up the roosters?
These roosters, I believe, are just retarded and just want the world to know. But I just think that the sun wakes up the roosters, I guess.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. That's interesting. All right. Whenever you're ready to start.
All right. So, hello, Wes. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm tired. I had a glucose test today.
Oh, no. I hope you're okay.
Oh, no, it's normal for this time in pregnancy. You have to get one done.
Oh, okay.
But, so can you tell me about what got you into the tcap community, Wes?
Well, Kennedy, I've always been a fan of To Catch a Predator since it first came on, back when it was originally airing.
So this is going to make you probably feel old, but I didn't watch To Catch a Predator in its first syndicated run. I was a baby.
Yeah, no, I hear that quite a bit.
Yeah, I was super duper young. I think it aired in 07.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I would have been like 6 or 7.
That was 13 years ago. How old are you now?
I'm 24, so I would have been a little bit older.
You would have been like, that 11 would have been a good time to be watching To Catch a Predator to get an idea of the weirdos that were out there on the internet.
Yeah, but, so, can you tell me about how you met Jorrun? Because I apparently, for the first trimester, just decided to hibernate because I was so sick. So
Yeah.
I don't know anything about him at all up to like the middle.
So I first heard of Joran. I would see him in streams, just leaving comments, and then he was making a video with Baked Salmon. They were kind of picking up a series that Baked Salmon and I had done a year or so ago, where we would watch Lorne and make commentary. And I watched that first video, and then I didn't interact with him again until several months later, for different reasons.
You're talking about the MSTK or MST.
Yeah, it was
3K style show.
Yeah, those are the first videos that I had done with Baked Salmon, and pretty quickly. Then we started doing Bakeline, and we didn't do that again. And then so him and Jorrun did one, and I saw it, and I always like baked salmon stuff, but I wasn't impressed by Jorrun, and then there was no interaction until I believe it was May when I contacted him initially. I mean, again.
Gotcha. So can you tell me about how Jorrun came into the tcap community, or do you know per se? Like, I know what he's told me, but
I think with Jorrun, what you'll find is that he came in. He tells a long story about watching Down the Rabbit Hole, and
Frederick Knudsen and Danknet.
Yeah, he watched some Frederick Knudsen, and then he got involved with, and then he even found Clobber, and he wasn't impressed or something like that. So then he left, and he came back. It's not an unusual story, finding it in your own way. But I don't know if he was a tcap fan prior to that.
Gotcha. So full disclosure, I love Frederick Knudsen and Danknet too. Danknet's the one who turned me onto the trail of Jason Blaha.
Who?
Jason Blaha, the guy who pretends to be a fake mercenary.
Wait, he pretends to be a fake mercenary?
Yes, Jason Blaha's the guy who did YouTube fitness for a while, and he claims to have been a mercenary, but never worked with the military and was never in. Yes.
This is blowing my mind. Someone should make content about him.
I did a video, but he kind of struck me down.
Hold on. Jason Blaha, the fake mercenary, struck you down?
Yes, I know.
Did he message you and tell you what he was doing, or how did that work?
No, I was doing a live stream, and within a few minutes of doing the live stream, it was gone.
What did you title the live stream for Jason Blaha? Was it called Jason Blaha? Let's get Blaha'd?
I was Let's Talk Blaha. And then I changed, the first one. And then I came back on to the second, did a second live stream trying to continue talking. And I titled it Fake Merc. And that took a little bit longer, but it still got struck for audio issues, even though I was playing no music.
So how do you think Jason Blaha was able to get you struck for audio? Does he have friends at YouTube?
Probably.
Like, how deep does this go?
Who knows?
Wow. Okay.
That's the answer. It's fine. But I'm gonna do a whole video on him when I'm not huge, big, pregnant, because that's a whole video.
Yeah,
in
no,
itself.
I could imagine.
All right. Can you tell me about what happened with Mac and Cheese? I've seen the screen recordings and the doc and all of that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But can you tell me from your perspective what happened?
Can you be more specific?
I can be more specific.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's fine. I don't care. I know she contacted you, and I'm going to use the term she.
Mm-hmm.
Contacted you and went from there. But I don't know anything else. Did you two have contact prior to the catfishing, or did you know she was catfishing?
So what I can say is that I didn't know what he was going to be exposed for fully, but I did know some things. And so I had never contacted him before, and I reached out to him on Skype because he had added me. He was a part of a live stream that I had done, and we all
I think me and you and him.
Yeah, you were there.
We're all in this live stream.
Was that a Jason Blaha stream? Now I'm kind of remembering that.
No, we brought it up because some people were talking about fake mercs and stolen valor, and I'm like, oh guys, y'all need to get on to Jason Blaha in.
Oh wow. Okay,
he
so
is a ride.
It sounds like it. It sounds like a nonstop ride of craziness. I'd like to hear more about that sometime. Looking forward to that video.
Thank you. He threatened veterans, which is my favorite thing. And he lives in Texas, which is like one of the veteran capitals of the world.
Has he threatened you before?
Told them. No, he told the veterans that you better not, if you're gonna come for him, you better not be a fucking pogue. But
wow.
he mispronounced pogue as pog.
What is a pogue?
Person other than grunt.
I've never heard. Oh, see, I was in the Air Force, so I don't even know what that means. We don't have grunts in the Air Force.
Army. Yeah. Army.
Yeah.
And I've never been enlisted, so don't know. My knowledge is based off of what my grandfathers have told me, basically like my two siblings have told me, and what my cousin tells me. That is it. That is my base knowledge.
Yeah.
Not much. So, all right. So, I'm going to refer to mac and cheese as a she, because I don't know if they prefer them, they, or he, him, or what.
That's fine.
Okay. I just wanted to put that out there in recording. If whatever they prefer, I will, if I ever talk to them, I will use their preferred pronoun, because I am not like Jorrun and trying to, call him a she-male and all of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible. Don't do that, please, for the love of God.
Yeah, don't do that.
Like, I noticed that in the calls, that when he found out that mac and cheese was transitioning one way or the other, he referred to them as a she-male.
Well, yeah, and then he said it. I don't. So I don't know if that was a real picture from mac and cheese, or if that was just kind of to, throw some ice water on Jorrun when he was all heated up. So, but I'm not really, not that it makes a difference either way.
Yeah.
But without being given a proper pronoun, I think it's just safe to say she, since that's how she presented herself to Jorrun.
Right. How do you feel about him admitting to pleasuring himself to pictures of little girls?
Well, he didn't. He said he admitted pleasuring himself to pictures of high school girls, but he would not admit to pleasuring himself to pictures of children. Now, what he did say to many syllables, which she caught, was that he said the lie that he had been telling himself when he was clicking on those children's images was that he was being a nice guy. And if that was the lie he was telling himself, then what was the truth? And that wasn't uncovered, but I would be interested in knowing that. I think as far as him admitting to pleasuring himself to the picture of the high school girls, that's very, very low and disgusting. And if you're willing to admit to that, what else is he hiding? Because over that weekend, there were a lot of lies that he was caught in, a lot of things that he would, when he told me 20 minutes before talking to Many Syllables that he never contacted or had conversations with anyone in high school, any high school students, but then 20 minutes later he talks to Many Syllables and he admits to having conversations with high school girls.
Yeah, I consider 16 still pretty young.
Well, especially when you're 48.
Yeah, I'm 24 and I consider 16 fairly young still. So we're just gonna put young girls as like a preference of.
No, I understand.
Yeah, I think it's very disgusting that he kept getting caught in lie after lie after lie that entire week, and it was just like an onslaught.
It was.
Do you think Jorrun is a threat to women and children?
A physical threat, an immediate physical threat, no. I don't think he has it in him, but is he the type of person who could possibly help spread and proliferate different types of illegal things online by perusing them and creating a market for them? Possibly. I don't think he's going to go and grab someone off the streets, but if he's on in social media and some teenage girl who has her hair in a high pony with some big gold hoop earrings on, and she's interested for whatever reason, I don't think he's going to be able to say no.
Very understandable. What do you think about the comments he made with some of the women in this community and over the internet?
What was that?
I said, what do you think about the comments he made to some of the women in this community and over the internet? Like, I know he made comments on Deviant Art,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and there were a few comments made on different websites that weren't YouTube and or tcap related.
Oh yeah. So I thought those were horrible. I mean, if you only look at a small sample of it, if you only see him on YouTube making these saying these tcap comments or whatever, then it's a little bit easier. Like I said, it's a small sample. You just go like, oh, he's just a guy who doesn't quite get it. He thinks he's a lot funnier than he really is. But then when you see that not only is he liking, the little kids on Instagram and stuff, but on completely, people putting up how to make DIY costumes, and he's using that as a chance to hit on these women who are just trying to show off how to make something for Pinterest or whatever.
Yeah.
The guy has a real problem, and I think that may be the most honest thing he said. I don't remember if it was to me or to Mini Syllables, but he said that he has a problem, and this has created issues throughout his life, and this is something that. But if Mac and Cheese wouldn't have happened, then he would still be out here doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, I believe that he would still be trying to creep on people and, be making comments until somebody had finally had enough of it. And exposed him.
I don't know if, I don't know when that would have, without seeing a lot of the stuff offline. Now his comments did start to get a lot worse. He started to get more brazen with it. So it, probably would have come to a head, but I don't think it would have led to him being canceled. I think it just would have been, he's just more of a little bit of an outcast, and he's going to get some thumbs down and stuff, but he wouldn't have been chased off of YouTube the way that he eventually was.
I know he made a comment to me. I have a Spider-Man cosplay, and I do Comic-Cons in my free time when I'm not romping around the To Catch a Predator community. And there's an old video, maybe a few months before I did my first ever video, because it's on somebody else's channel, where I did an interview with a guy, and I'm in the Spider-Man cosplay, and I guess he found it. It's not hard to find. If you follow a lot of nerd culture, I'm sure eventually you'd fall down that rabbit hole and find it. And he was like, you look really good in tight spandex. And I was like, thanks.
Really? He said that?
Yeah, I was like, thanks.
Wow.
I didn't say anything else outside of that. It was just thanks. Because I've learned that even if you tell people to fuck off like that, most of the time they're not going to. So if you just don't acknowledge that they are creeping you out and or acknowledge them when they say stuff like that. You
think he went and searched for it and found it?
Probably. I mean, it wouldn't be hard if I've mentioned it before that before I ever made a YouTube video, I was in somebody else's YouTube videos.
Oh. So he would have had to do some digging for that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not the one that's on your Facebook page, is it?
The Spider-Man cosplay or the video?
Yeah. I think there might be a picture. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's the one I did my Halloween YouTube video in. The really tight, actual spandex Spider-Man outfit.
Oh, I've seen Clobber wear that so many times. Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Me and Clob like to dress up in tight spandex and go to Comic-Cons.
Well, he does it much more than Comic-Cons, but yeah, I feel you.
Why do you think Jorrun asked about your real name?
Well, he wasn't asking about my name. He was asking about the name that was on my donations that I made because it's a PayPal account that's not in my name.
Gotcha.
And he wanted to know. He just asked me one time, "Hey, I'm curious, who is this name?" And I said, "Where did you find that? Why you ask me about them?" And he said, "Well, it's the name that your donations come on." And I got really upset at him and told him how inappropriate it was, especially considering how many times I've been doxxed in the last year.
Yeah.
And he knows that because he even, like made it a point to include Vince in his awful tcap roast.
Yeah.
For him to ask me personal information like that. And then that also tells me that he is going through donations and looking these people up.
Mm-hmm. Well, I knew he'd asked me if I knew your real name or had ever looked at any of the docs, and I said, no. West's personal business is West's personal business, and outside of me talking to him and calling him Wes, I know, and knowing that he's an African-American guy, I know nothing about him.
Yeah.
And I was like, and if you ever ask me that again, I'm going to get pissed. This is for a general question to relieve some of the heavy questions. Can you tell me in your words what the tcap community is?
Yeah, it's a lot of people who enjoy seeing these perverts get trolled and laughed at and made fun of for whatever reason, whether they were a victim of some sort of assault when they were at any time of their life, or they know someone who was, or they just enjoy seeing these people get that comeuppance. That's what it is.
Schadenfreude. They enjoy
Sure.
the Schadenfreude, or the just getting revenge on the people who have harmed, not necessarily the people who have harmed them, but people who have harmed other people, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. If you had anything to say to Jorrun, what would it be and why?
Oh, I mean, I've said everything I had to say to Jorrun. I sent him a final message before the apology phone call when the Google Drive was found. I sent him a very long message where I told him to not contact me again, that I was not going to support him. I let him know exactly what I thought of him, and then he asked if he could call me. And I mean, none of that had changed. The way I felt didn't change. I just allowed him to call, and then worked with him on that apology and everything else.
Yeah, I could get that. I just wanted to ask.
Yeah.
What do you think the outcome of this event will be?
Well, I mean, I think the outcome of this event is that, well, one, Jorrun is gone, and comedy died a little bit that day because he was hilarious. And two, you've seen a little bit of a people taking a break from Lorne for a while so that they could laugh at Jorrun, because the similarities between the two of them are pretty crazy. Even down to the music channel and not being a very good guitarist or singer, but still doing it.
Do you call him a guitarist and a singer? And do you call when he does music?
No, not at all. I think it was. I mean, and that's the beauty of it, is that nothing that Jorrun did before all this happened was funny, but now all of a sudden he's hilarious. And every one of those songs, it's hilarious because he's, for as much making fun of Lorne as he did, he is Lorne 2.0. He's just 2 years younger.
Which, a lot of people, I think you said that you didn't message him for a while. And funny thing is, let me get to my Skype. I think he told me that you thought we should.
Yeah, that was true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
yeah, I did. No, that was the first time him and I talked, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, so I had already been thinking that you guys would be just a powerhouse stream couple together, which was true because he made more money that day and had a larger. Go ahead.
I don't know what that means, if he really sucks about me.
No, well, no, that it wasn't that he his comedy sucked. His comedy was really bad, but you two together doing a live stream was really entertaining. And I mean, I think that was evident by he had the most people there that he's ever had. He made $75 more than he's ever made on a stream. He might have made $87 total from streaming the entire time he streamed, and 80 of it came from that one day. And I was just saying, hey, you guys should stream together because your styles compare to contrasted so well. And he was talking about wanting to do streams, and maybe the comedy stuff wasn't for him, but he would be, better off doing that. So when I did contact him, I brought up the idea that you guys should stream together.
I mean, Jorrun sucked in a lot of ways. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm a lot more energetic than a lot of people, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a personal thing, though, is I'm so ADHD and sporadic that. So, like, I felt like I had to carry a lot of the energy in that group.
Yeah, no, he was definitely a little distracted and starstruck by the amount of people there.
Yeah. And the incoming, when he would yell incoming, made me want to punch him.
Incoming, baby, incoming.
Yeah, and like that was one of the things that bothered me was, so he called me baby, and that's one thing that I absolutely hate other men to do. The only people who call me baby are my husband and my mama.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. My dad doesn't even call me baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like and like that was one of the things I addressed with him off the stream was don't call me baby. I was like, that's just, it's not, I don't like it.
Oh, did you tell him that, not to call you baby afterwards? Mm-hmm. What did he say?
He was just like, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I understand. I was like, thank you. But, I think I don't remember who it was. I think it was Klob who accidentally called me his precious little baby girl one time. And after the stream, I was like, hey, Klob, I hate to ask because you're so nice, but could you just not call me baby girl? And he was like, yeah. And so that's when he started calling me K-Dog.
This wasn't the only time Kennady would tell this lie. Months later during her birthday stream, she would repeat the story, telling her listeners she had to tell Clobber to stop calling her a precious princess. When Clobber caught wind of this, he was quick to call her out in the comments. She deflected, but never admitted she made it up. The story didn't make sense in the first place. When Alpha Male Derek let her know she would no longer be welcome in their chats because they didn't welcome that false victim mentality, she pointed out she had a problem with the term of endearment because it is what her abuser called her, and it was triggering for her. Fair enough. But on that very birthday stream, when she first lied about Clobber, she claimed she didn't like anyone calling her those names because they were reserved for her husband. Another case of, when you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. AMD wouldn't be the last channel to let Kennady know she was not welcome on their stream. She messaged me in December to complain about the backlash.
Oh. See, I thought he called you Kennedy.
He did for a while there too.
Oh, did he?
But it's K-Dog or Kennedy.
Kennedy?
Uh-huh. But yeah, so that's where that started, was just, and most of the time, if in a community like this, if we say, hey, can you not use a Lauren quote like that on me? It's just too familiar, and it's anytime, women would say to him, probably, can you not, in general, he would not respect that.
Yeah.
Do you think the community will ever be the same after Jorrun when it comes to being accepting of new people?
Well, the thing about Jorrun is he was just one person.
Mm-hmm. He was an outlier.
Out of a sea of a lot of people who come in and are new. I mean, like, Lauren Identity was new, Fast Eddie was new. We have a new guy now, Alpha Male Derek, who I don't know if
Alpha Male Blue Boy.
Well, yeah, Blue Boy came in and is making content. People like Euro. But Alpha Male Derek is a channel. It was actually the original channel name that Jorrun was going to use before he decided to use Jorrun. And he did not use the Alpha Male Derek name because he wanted to have more universal appeal outside of tcap. And so someone who never made content before has started using the name Alpha Male Derek, and they're making chat log videos about the mac and cheese and Jorrun chat log. So, and this guy's brand new, and he already went over 100 subscribers in a week or two, 2 weeks maybe.
The irony is great.
Yeah, so people are still going to accept new people. That's not going to stop.
Yeah, I know for a while that was everybody's fear was, will we as a community be more accepting of new people, or is this how tcap dies?
I don't want this to be like a Jason Blaha type thing where people are getting struck down and just coming after people, and people are afraid to post because they think it's going to get taken down. We can't have that happening here.
No, and I don't think Jorrun or Steven, I'm going to call him Steven because that's what I know his real name is.
I thought it was Stefan, but it might be Steven.
Steven, I don't know. Was like, he was very much on the side of an outlier to a lot of people. Like, he wasn't really funny. He wasn't good at singing. So, like, he was like Lauren in a lot of ways now that you mention it. Because, like, I've heard it, but, like, now that I'm actually drawing the parallels between the two, because I just sat down and watched the Blue Boy video with Shin in it.
Oh, that's great, isn't it?
Yes. The O face is great.
Oh, the O face is amazing. That's a gift. That's a gift for the tcap community. Mac and cheese should be forever thanked for that.
Every time we use that, we just need to whisper thank you, mac and cheese, to the heavens.
Yeah, well, I think next 4th of July there should be a celebration not just for America, but for the O face.
Yes, we need to get a giant thing of fireworks made in the shape of the O face.
Yeah,
and just shoot it off.
And blast it off like he blasted off all over those coupons.
Oh, why did he use coupons?
Because he wanted to save money, clearly.
Just do it in the toilet.
The toilet?
The toilet, yeah.
The problem with that was he was standing probably by the computer desk. So the coupons were there.
Oh, it's so nasty.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
It's so gross. I'm just one of those. No, like just.
I mean, if you really want to dig in on your documentary or your investigation, I would suggest you look at that picture. Now, here's the thing about receipts, self-created receipts. Jorrun had claimed just the night before that he had pleasured himself so many times that he was unable to get an erection. Okay, now this is at that night. The next day, however, less than 24 hours later, and remember this is a 48-year-old man, he supposedly made such a mess it was all over his hand, all over the coupons. I think that was fake.
I'm pretty sure it was fake. I'm not 100% sure about that because
what percentage would you say you are sure?
I'm like 98% sure it's fake because I'm not a man, but I have a husband.
Yeah, it looked like a lot, and I'm just saying, like, there's recipes. Do you think he would have made a recipe, or would he have just used some shampoo or conditioner, maybe some ivory soap?
Yeah, just probably like ivory soap or shampoo or conditioner.
Now, do you think the ivory soap, when you took a picture of it, that the natural, how soap will make these rainbow bubbles? Do you think maybe it would have captured that in the picture? So
not if you hold the phone back far enough, if you just tilt the light in a certain way. I'm not 100% sure. I've never had to create fake cum.
Yeah, I haven't either. But maybe conditioner, maybe cheap conditioner.
Yeah, because you can go to Walmart and get
some travel
Suave
conditioner
brand.
And then you just kind of fling it all over the place.
Probably.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah, because I know most 48-year-old men are not that virile.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen a lot of 48-year-old men blast all over coupons, but I'm saying if you like did a lineup of them, you would probably be able to tell which one was fake.
Yeah. Of course, again, I'm not a man. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
no, I understand.
I've had plenty of males in my life though to know that that's
Hmm.
no,
Hmm.
not for a 48-year-old.
Yeah,
Unless
yeah,
you're
right.
like, unless he's like popping testosterone, like
And I don't think he was because
mm,
he's a little
yeah,
bitch.
the things on the picture did not say that he was
Well,
popping
that
testosterone.
actually looked like a lifetime of steroid abuse because that's what you'd be left with. But
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think he
that
was abusing steroids.
I just think he was born with that, and he might
Yeah,
need to go see a doctor about
yeah, he might need to.
it. Jordan asked Mac and Cheese how old she was in the middle of them sexting. Why do you think he did that?
Well, in the very beginning, he didn't see her as a person. Not that he saw her as a person later on. He only saw her as a groupie. So he wasn't concerned about her age because in the picture she looked legal to him. So he was fine. And maybe a little bit later, he started thinking about the possibility of a relationship. So then he wanted to know how old she was.
Well, I know, like, it was like in the middle of sexting, like, they were talking about like anal and doggy, and then all of a sudden he was like, hey, by the way, after you've sent me all these nudes, how old are
Yeah.
you? I was
Yeah,
like,
I really think that's what it was. It could have been that his excitement was growing. Mac and Cheese was supposedly a few hours away from where he was. And so the idea of maybe turning this from just a fling into a relationship, if she met his standards, were what he was inquisitive about at that moment, inquiring
got,
about. Sorry.
gotcha. Cause like I've been out of the game for a minute,
Hmm.
almost 4 years.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, a hot minute, but like I never like had somebody send me nudes and then like me be like, me be sexing and be like, oh yeah, by the way, how old are you?
Yeah, that's normal. Well, besides asking her age halfway through, he never asked her name.
Mm-mm.
He never knew a
Like,
name other than Mac and Cheese, not even a
right,
first name.
right. Like, don't get me wrong. I've had guys send me some lewd pictures before.
Hmm.
Like I know there was one guy I talked to for a while. He sent me like a picture of him about to like get in the shower and his hair's all messy and like he's barely got the towel around him. And he snapped the
Wow.
picture. Yeah, but like I knew how old he was, and I didn't
Yeah.
have to ask. But like even if somebody sent me something like that, or I'd be like, fam, I don't even know you. Why the f are you sending me this?
Only she didn't do that. Because when Kennedy and another man had a consensual, sexually charged conversation that included an exchange of words and pictures, she welcomed them. When he inquired about her husband having an issue with this, he was assured that her husband was in the other room and knew exactly what was going on. Little did this man know that those texts and pictures would later be used in a half-assed attempt to gain some of that sweet, sweet clout. So imagine Adam's surprise. Mr. IREC Scammers, when he found out that a drunken, private, consensual exchange between himself and Kennedy was being used to try and cancel him. She knew he had lost his mother recently. She knew because they were friends, or he thought they were friends and they would talk. She would ask him to stream with her constantly, even up until just a month ago when he called her out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, like she just sent him like a picture of no pants,
The
no
the
underwear.
very first message,
Yeah, like
or
my
within one message, that was what she sent.
yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah, that was not a
my
very. Go
my
ahead.
response would have been like, what?
Yeah, well, that was not a very realistic, conversation for
Yeah.
someone to have. It didn't. It's. I mean, that you would think this is too good to be true. It was almost like a Cinemax movie.
Right.
What if Jorrun would have had any kind of experience at all? He would have immediately recognized that that's not a regular pattern of behavior, and either one, she was a troll, or B, she had some sort of issues. Because if someone's opening up a message to you and the first thing they're sending you is a dick or a breed or something else, you're not the first person they've done that to. Yeah, like they probably sent multiple dicks that day,
Right.
Uh, so the conversation, I mean, if that's what you're into, cool. But if that was me, that conversation would have ended right there,
Yeah,
because that is someone trying to troll me.
Yeah, I would have just been like, well, all right then.
Yeah. But Jorrun was even though he was very, very skeptical, he was skeptical throughout the entire thing. He still, it was almost like getting up from a slot machine that you're sure is going to hit at any moment. He didn't want to risk that. What's that feeling they call the FOMO, fear of missing out?
Yeah, FOMO.
He didn't want it to be 2 weeks later and he's sitting there, by himself watching genie porn or surfing through Instagram for Princess Jasmine cosplay. And he didn't want to think, man, remember that girl who bought the genie outfit for me? I wonder what she's doing now. That would have killed him. And that's the same thing that got Lorne. Lorne, if he wouldn't have gone to Bowling Green that weekend, he would have been worried that Kayla would have been hooking up with her ex Derek, and he would have missed out on being her first and grooming this girl to be his future bride. So that's what compelled him to drive to Bowling Green, and that's what compelled Jorrun to keep talking, even though he knew there was something off and he wasn't quite trusting, but he just kept pushing through it.
Gotcha. What do you think about Jorrun and his kinks?
I mean, I don't really think anything of Jorrun's kinks.
I mean, I don't kink shame, but to a certain extent, like, cause.
Well, my only thought on it is when he included it in his script and didn't tell the other person recording it or the other people recording it that this was a kink for him and he was going to derive a lot of sexual pleasure from it, then that's not okay. That's not okay at all. I mean, as far as the genie stuff, I mean, it's different. I've never heard it before, but I'm sure it's not that unique.
I mean, I'm one of those people who grew up during the age of the internet, so I'm very accustomed to Rule 33 and Rule 34.
I don't know what that is. Is that like Isaac Asimov's 3 rules for robots?
No, it's the rules of the internet.
I think rule number 3 is robots can't do harm.
Rule 34 is if there is no porn of it on the internet, wait 5 minutes and try again. And Rule 33 is there will always be porn of something on the internet.
I think those are both written by Isaac Asimov as well.
I'm sure they are. Because like it's autonomy and stuff like that for robots.
I think that he might have wrote that.
Pretty sure he did. Not 100% sure, but pretty sure.
Yeah.
What do you think about him misusing BDSM?
Well, I mean, it's a common thing. I mean, I see it a lot. I think he should stop. The thing is it's like Lauren going and hanging out at a college trying to hit on all the freshman women. He can do it all he wants, but he's gonna have zero luck. With Jorrun, I can't see any woman who's actually going to submit to him in any way or even believe that he is a dominant figure of any type. But he should stop because for any other reason that he's just embarrassing himself. And if he is going to be involved in it, then he should learn about it and understand the importance of rules. And you don't look cool when you're telling someone who does know what they're talking about that you don't want to read someone's rules then you're not a dom. You're abusive,
I
and
com-
that's frowned upon
I
within
completely and
BDSM.
totally agree. I am a part of that community too. I know is too. But, and when I heard that, I was like, honey, I would eat you alive.
Yeah, I mean, consent is mutual. It's not
Hmm.
taken, and things have to be negotiated.
Hmm.
And so, if you're
And
saying I don't have time to read those, then how is it any type of DS relationship? Because it's based off of a ton
hmm
of trust.
right? And plus, like, even though he was like, well, I'm a master, I'm like, most masters I know have their, like, rules and regulations and stuff.
Yeah, you have to.
I don't know if my phone recorded everything, but if you would like, you can send me the whole recording, and I can edit it too. If it doesn't, if that
What?
would be okay. I said I
What?
don't know if my phone recorded. Oh, I said I don't know if my phone recorded the whole conversation or not. If you wouldn't mind sending it to me, because this is something new that I'm trying. What's going on with the whole Muse thing, real quick?
What do you mean?
Well, I knew that she had accused you of human trafficking and abuse.
Domestic violence for making videos about her.
Was it animal abuse too, or something?
No, that's her. She abused her animal.
Oh, okay. I don't know
Yeah.
if I can watch that then, because I might want to like punch her after.
No, it doesn't really go into that. And has
But
Jason
yeah.
Blaha ever been accused of animal abuse that you know of?
Yes, he let his girlfriend's dog starve to death.
Wow.
Yeah. He's on my shit list for a lot of things, but mainly because he has admitted to using steroids and he's very mentally unstable.
Uh-huh.
And we all know that mental instability and steroids do not mix.
Oh, they sure don't.
And he has a shit ton of guns because he's in Texas, and Texas has no laws.
Texas
like
has
Florida.
no laws?
Texas has no laws. It's like Florida. You can just do whatever the hell you want.
Texas is completely lawless?
That's what it feels like most of the time.
Is it because Walker Texas Ranger eventually retired?
Yeah, I'm sure it
Okay.
is.
You think that's what? So you think that that Walker retiring is what kind of turned things lawless? How's the drug situation there? Is there a lot of it running back and forth to Mexico?
Probably. I'm not
Wow.
100% sure.
Wow.
I know that one of my friend's dads used to work as a agent that would like try to apprehend people who were smuggling as they would cross the border, and they said that it was for every one person they called, it was like 20 more that got across.
Wow. How would they know that?
And I think it's just statistics and figures.
Oh, okay.
People would come in packs who were running drugs, and when they saw officers coming, they would just all scatter.
Yeah, you split up because they have less. At least someone's gonna get through with a backpack of biker crank, probably.
Right.
Or
But yeah,
Molly.
it's like
Big bags of Molly.
It's like Florida.
Or like
Texas
weed.
is like Florida.
What do you think would be better to, like, if you're running with it, if you're with 18 other people, you all have backpacks of drugs, which drug is the one that you want to have so that it's the lightest, and if you get caught, you're not going to have the worst sentence?
Well, I know weed is legal in California, so all I'd have to do is hit the California border.
You're going to hit No, but you're running through Texas.
Oh, nah, never mind then.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably weed still.
Probably
weed usually
weed.
carries a lighter sentence than
Okay. Yeah, that's
like
a good
crank
answer.
Because it's only a Title I drug, whereas the others are
I
like
didn't
Title
mention
III.
the weed bundles inside.
Mm-hmm.
There's meth, blue meth, 99% pure. So sorry,
so
but you're
we're
going away for a
Breaking Bad.
long time.
Yeah, we're Breaking Bad in this bitch.
You're going away for a long time.
God damn it. I believe weed should be legal everywhere. It's bullshit that it's not.
Well, it is here, so I'm good. So no, I know you had a few more questions, or was that it?
That was it. Thank you very much for answering all of my questions.
No problem. Thank you for the interview, and Let me know if any other questions come up, and I'll send you what I have.
All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The next and final chapter of this Kennady saga will be live streamed on Clobbering Time's channel very soon. Kennady tried her best to be a victim, while also trying to explain away any possible nude pictures that Adam might have of her.
But you never sent him any.
Alone.
You never sent him any pictures or anything. Is really what I'm.
No.
So he won't have any.
I know there's pictures of me out there, but that's no big surprise.
What do you mean?
Like you could easily. I am not ashamed to admit I have sold pictures before. Like shit, living on your own card.